Fallujah, Iraq, November 2004. U.S. forces engage in one of the deadliest battles for American troops. Back then, Al-Qaeda in Iraq was known as Tawheed wa Jihad, becoming officially embraced by the terrorist organization shortly afterwards. U.S. forces claimed victory in Fallujah, but Al-Qaeda in Iraq would prove to be far from defeated, drawing in other Sunni insurgent groups and morphing into ISI, the Islamic State of Iraq. By the end of 2011, with the U.S. troop withdrawal, ISI was believed by the U.S. to have been defeated, or at least weakened enough for the American-trained Iraqi security forces. But the U.S. was wrong, both when it came to the Iraqis' capabilities and by banking on Shia Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki.
There was the way that the US and the Iraqi government in 2007-8 made promises that created short-term solutions but long-term problems. And those promises saw promises made to the Sunni Arabs to bring them into government, to bring them into the security forces, to normalize politics in Iraq. And those promises were never kept by the government of Nouri al-Maliki, and especially after the Americans left in 2011.
Capitalizing on growing Sunni resentment towards Maliki's predominantly Shia government, ISI crept back out of the shadows. And then came Syria.
What we saw in Syria was the old Islamic State of Iraq, the old Al-Qaeda groups, relocate to Syria at a time when it was useful for them to do so. There was a new space, new opportunities, new personnel, and they did grow extremely well.
The birth last year of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria brought both battlefields together, creating an entity that controls more territory than Al-Qaeda ever did, more money, and as one ISIS fighter on his way into Syria boasted, they have more people volunteering for suicide missions than vehicles for them to drive. What Iraq is facing today is a deadlier and more ruthless occupation than ever existed during the U.S. occupation of Iraq, intent not just on bringing down Nouri al-Maliki, but ending Shia domination in Baghdad. Arwa Damon, CNN, Erbil, Iraq.